Hey guys, it's Stacy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through my favorite episodes by season. I've already done seasons 1 through 7. If you haven't watched that video already, I'll link it down below or you can find it in my channel. But today I'm going to be doing seasons 8 through 14. So my favorite episode of season 8 is episode 23, which is Sacrifice, and that is the season finale of season 8. It's actually probably one of my favorite season finales ever, probably second only to Swan Song. For a couple of reasons. Number one is probably the speech that Dean gives to Sam when he's finishing out the trials. I love that scene. And then also because of the imagery at the end of all of the angels falling down. I think that was so cool. Really, Chester? If you knock anything down, you're in trouble. Chess! Hey, stop. For season 9, I would have to say my favorite episode is 15, which is Thin Man. I love Thin Man. This episode is the last episode, or most recent episode, with the ghost facers, and I think they're hilarious. What did I just say? Stop. Also, Thin Man is kind of a take on Slender Man, which is like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it is like this made up like myth or legend that started on this website called Creepypasta. You can go look it up if you haven't heard of it, but that's kind of a take on what Thin Man was, and I just really like that episode, and I love the ghost facers, and I hope they come back sometime. For season 10, I picked 2 episodes. The first one is episode 8, Hibbing 911. Of course, this is the first time we get to see Jody and Donna interact. Donna and Jody, I both love them. Obviously, I love Kim and Brianna, and I really love Donna and her character. So my favorite scene is near the end when they're like fighting the vampires and she chops his head off and like looks back at Dean and she has blood on her face. Oh, it's just an awesome, powerful moment for a woman. Also for season 10, I picked episode 22, which is called The Prisoner. I loved the storyline of the Mark of Cain with Dean, especially in season 10 when they brought in like the Steins, who are obviously like the Frankenstein family. I thought that was so cool. Apart from like season 5, probably 10 is my absolute favorite because of that storyline. And in The Prisoner, my favorite scene is when Dean's been captured and he breaks out, and it's just a really good, you guys. For season 11, I also picked 2 episodes. Season 11 is kind of different for me, or at least it stands out for me because that's the season that I caught up to in the middle of and started watching it live on TV. So prior to like mid-season 11, I had been watching and binging everything on Netflix, and then I caught up and I started watching probably the last third of season 11 live on TV. So one of my favorite episodes is episode 10, The Devil in the Details. I always love the big biblical theme in Supernatural that kind of happened in seasons 1 through 5, that arc. So this one had like a lot of flashbacks, and Sam ends up in the cage with Lucifer and he's like taking him to all of these different memories. And I just really loved that episode. The other episode that I really liked from season 11 was episode 16, Safe House. This one was really cool because it kind of plays with time, and I like time travel. I find it very intriguing in things. So for this one, it is the episode where Sam and Dean are working a case that Bobby had previously worked with Rufus. So you get to kind of see them literally years apart working this same case at the same time. And then somehow they kind of, Dean and Bobby end up in the same, like, it's like a different level of existence. I don't really know what you want to call it, but they're there at the same time and they see each other for like a brief moment, and then they go back to the times that they were from. Obviously Bobby's is in the past. I think it was like around season 4 of Supernatural, and then Dean goes back to where he was, which was season 11. For season 12, I picked episode 11, which is regarding Dean, mostly because I just find this episode absolutely hilarious. I think Jensen did such a phenomenal job in this episode for being it really funny, but also very serious, where he's losing his memory and he's standing in the mirror looking at himself. I think that scene is amazing, and he did an amazing job in that episode. For season 13, I picked episode 16, which is Scooby Natural. I think this is probably a favorite episode from that season for a lot of people. It's so adorable and clever and done so well, and I loved Scooby-Doo as a kid. I even had a Scooby-Doo birthday party one year when I was a kid, so I loved that episode. For season 14, our most recent season that just ended, I also ended up picking 2 episodes. First one is episode 4, Mint Condition. This one is also very funny in my opinion, and it kind of has a Halloween theme. And Halloween is my favorite holiday in the entire world, so I loved that episode. Also, we get to see the boys in glasses again and as like geeks, which I also love. Lastly, my favorite episode of season 14 was episode 15, Peace of Mind. I really like this episode because it ends up being Sam and Cass who kind of go and do a case on their own, and Dean is with Jack, and both of those storylines within that episode with those characters are really good and interesting and also very funny. Seeing Sam with the man bun and like being this 50s house husband. It was so funny. I also love that we got to see Sam and Cass together because you don't get to really see that very often with those two just together. And I love seeing Dean with Jack. Those scenes also had some really funny moments. So those are all of my favorite episodes season by season for seasons 8 through 14. I'd love to hear what your favorite episodes are. Please comment down below. Like this video if you did enjoy it. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and you can hit that button and ring the little bell so that whenever I upload, you get a notification. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you with another video. Bye!